How mosquitoes seek out and feed on their hosts are important factors in how a virus circulates in nature. Mosquitoes spread diseases by acting as carriers of viruses and other pathogens. A mosquito that bites a person infected with a virus can acquire the virus and pass it on to the next person it bites. Countries that are members of the United Nations are obligated to report cases of unusual diseases that have the potential to become global health threats. In May 2022, more than a dozen countries in Europe, the Americas, and other regions of the world that had never before had cases of monkeypox started to report cases occurring within their borders. Our ears are highly sensitive to loud noise. Even very short exposures to high-level sounds, that's anything above 132 decibels, can cause permanent hearing loss for some people. That's true even if it's just a brief blast. A single gunshot or fireworks explosion can cause immediate damage to the ear. Medicare was created in 1965 as a safety net health insurance program for older Americans. All Americans over 65 years old qualify for Medicare health coverage regardless of pre-existing conditions, and Medicare covers a significant portion of the costs of doctors' office visits, treatments and surgeries, and prescription medications, although Medicare recipients also pay annual premiums and out-of-pocket costs. Brown is the most common eye color in the world. Between 70 and 80% of the world's population have eyes that are some shade of brown, from the darkest dark brown to light brown. It's thought that all ancient humans living 10,000 years ago or more had brown eyes. Shortages of certain products, like meat or toilet paper, are certainly annoying and inconvenient. That said, people can live without them, so it's not such a big deal in the grand scheme of things. However, the baby formula shortage of 2022 is pretty scary stuff for parents of infants, not to mention adults who have medical conditions that require such products to survive. There are several variables for calculating the distance a person can cover in 10,000 steps per day, including their height, stride length, and physical ability, as well as the terrain. You can use a step count goal of 10,000 average daily steps as a personal activity benchmark to promote accountability and healthy habits in daily life.
The fashion industry has a significant impact on the environment. The fashion industry has a significant impact on the environment. Renewable energy sources are becoming increasingly important for reducing carbon emissions. Renewable energy sources are becoming increasingly important for reducing carbon emissions. Immigration policy is a complex issue that requires careful consideration. Immigration policy is a complex issue that requires careful consideration. The food industry is facing numerous challenges related to health. The food industry is facing numerous challenges related to health. Online learning has become increasingly popular in recent years. Online learning has become increasingly popular in recent years. Time management is essential for balancing academics and extracurricular activities. Time management is essential for balancing academics and extracurricular activities. The campus library is a valuable resource for research and studying. The campus library is a valuable resource for research and studying. Mental health resources are available for students who need support. Mental health resources are available for students who need support. The Study Abroad program allows students to experience new cultures and perspectives. The Study Abroad program allows students to experience new cultures and perspectives. The dining hall provides a variety of meal options for students with different dietary needs. The dining hall provides a variety of meal options for students with different dietary needs. Campus safety is a top priority for universities across the country. Campus safety is a top priority for universities across the country. The result of the experiment indicates that further research is needed. The result of the experiment indicates that further research is needed.
The major currency of our reward system is dopamine, an important chemical or neurotransmitter. There are many dopamine receptors in the forebrain, but they're not evenly distributed. Certain areas contain dense clusters of receptors, and these dopamine hotspots are a part of our reward system. Drugs like alcohol, nicotine, or heroin send dopamine into overdrive, leading some people to constantly seek that high. In other words, to be addicted. Sugar also causes dopamine to be released, though not as violently as drugs. And sugar is rare among dopamine-inducing foods. Broccoli, for example, has no effect, which probably explains why it's so hard to get kids to eat their veggies. Speaking of healthy foods, let's say you're hungry and decide to eat a balanced meal. You do, and dopamine levels spike in the reward system hotspots. But if you eat that same dish many days in a row, dopamine levels will spike less and less, eventually leveling out. That's because when it comes to food, the brain evolved to pay special attention to new or different tastes.
What do you call a part of a line that has a fixed starting point but no end point? What do we call a mathematical sentence that shows the relationship between quantities that are equal? What is the term for the shape formed by the set of all points in a plane that are a certain distance from a given point? What do we call the sum of the lengths of the sides of a polygon? What is the term for a symbol that represents an unknown quantity in an equation? What do we call a drawing or painting of a person, especially one showing only the face or head and shoulders?